That's my problem with so many people doing it. Just because you did it, that don't mean you're supposed to be acclaimed for it. Instagram era has made it all about a photo op opposed to doing the work. You know, everything's a photo op. So I do it too, but it's a fun process. Some of the time it's stressful. That pre-production aspect is very stressful. The production aspect of it is where all of the blood, sweat, and tears happen.
How do you get into these big rooms with these big companies and these big celebrities?
The Khaled's, the Rosses, the Mary J. Blige, the Nas, and all that. So I'm grateful for that. So I make a living. I've been making a living off of this for the last 20-something years, just being a filmmaker. It's not easy to do.
Right.
Think about that. If you're doing a project and it hit the right way, hit you emotionally, hit you artistically, hit you visually, technically, that means you kind of get the spectrum of how things are supposed to go. And then I'm in the process of doing a documentary about co-parenting. I'm almost done with it. I'm finishing it up. I feel good about it because it's definitely going to shed light on a lot of cool things that can benefit the child in the midst of co-parenting and things of that nature. So I've been fortunate to take a little bit of luck, a little bit of hard work, a little bit of the universe, and just kind of made it what it is.
I just want to say this real quick while you're sitting here. I want to be like you when I grow up. Hey, before we dive into this amazing interview, I have to take a moment to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, On the Set Apparel. They are all about quality gear for creators like us, with clothing designed to keep you comfortable and inspired on set, ensuring that you feel and look your best as you pursue your passion. So use code OTSP20 for 20% off your next order. Let's get back to this amazing interview, and don't forget to use that code and tag us for a shout out. Peace. Welcome, all my creatives, to the Ironbound Film and Television Studio in Newark, New Jersey, the home of the exclusive On the Set podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of the captivating world of filmmaking. I'm your host, Steven Strickland, and today we have a phenomenal episode lined up. Today, we're going to deep dive into the world of filmmaking and explore the art of directing, which is crucial to filmmaking, shaping the narrative and bringing stories to life on the screen. Now, our guest today is not only an expert in his field, but he is a passionate storyteller. He's worked with iconic record labels such as Island Def Jam, Universal, Atlantic Records, Interscope, Bad Boy, Rock Nation. He's collaborated with A-list celebrities like the notorious Blige, Mary J. Blige, the Wu-Tang Clan, Naughty by Nature, Redman, just to name a few. He's directed music videos, feature films, and commercials in exotic locales from Africa to Australia, Bangkok to the glitz of Dubai, and iconic locations in London. And last but not least, well, not last, but he's also the CEO and founder of the Rock Davis Logo Acting Experience. So everyone, get your director's chair, your favorite flavor of popcorn, turn the lights out, and let's roll out the red carpet for the acclaimed director, my good friend, Rock Davis.
What's up, boss? How's everything?
Rock, everything is good, man. How you doing today?
The mic right here?
Yeah. Pull that in.
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm good. How you?
Good to be here as always.
All right, good. So, we're about to start. Everybody in the back. So,
what was they working on, man?
Thank you. I don't know.
Okay.
So, Rock, man, it is so good to have you here.
Sir.
We met many years ago. I don't know if you remember. We met in this building.
Yes.
You were doing a music video for...
I forget the name.
I forgot the name too.
Nina something.
Nina something.
But the video was fire though.
Yeah.
That was playing cards downstairs.
Yep.
And they came to rob the joint.
Yeah, I was an extra in the video.
And you said somebody knows something. Somebody said somebody knows something.
It was Eric. Yeah,
Eric
somebody got to know something.
But then you said something, whatever. I said, yo, this fucking act.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. And then look at you now.
Right, but I'm still not in one of your movies.
I know.
So
I got you. I got you. That's funny.
All right,
nice segue.
So Rock.
Yes.
I know that's not on the birth certificate, bro.
Close to it.
Where'd you get the name Rock from?
So it's a Muslim name. It's on Rahman.
Okay.
It means the beneficent, the merciful.
Okay.
My father named me that. My older brother name is Ramses. My little brother name is Raheem. So My father's name is Robert, and my mother's name is Rosetta. So they used to call us the Rad family because it's Rahman Ali Davis, Ramses Ali Davis, Raheem Ali Davis, Rosetta Ali Davis, and Robert Ali Davis. So we was called the Rad family in our neighborhood.
The Rad family.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, so it was a nice little play on words for us back in the day.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like I said in the intro, man, you've done a lot of things, man. How do you keep it all together? What's your support system? Like, what or who is your support system?
Well, you know, so should I go back to how it started, or just right in the moment?
Just like
okay, so in the moment right now.
Who supports you the most?
My wife, because she's the ones that run the show, so she allows me to be a kid because she's taking care of all the heavy lifting, all the producing, all the paperwork, all the emails, all the bank accounts.
Okay.
So I guess you can call that a perfect marriage, if that if that makes sense. So I was fortunate enough to find somebody that was heavy into not caring about being in front of the camera, not caring to be seen, wanting to be behind the scenes, because that's how things work anyway. And I grew up playing chess, and I knew the queen was always the one that could move anywhere and make things happen, while you just sit back and play games. So that's why I kind of equate that to when I'm on set playing director and stuff like that. You know, because I try to treat it like it's a video game. I grew up playing video games, so I always feel like I got one man, and I got to try to make this thing happen. And that's how I try to live my life. Like, I got this one chance to make everything happen, so I never try to leave anything unturned, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I try to do a lot of different things and dibble and dabble in different aspects of the filmmaking process. So.
All right. So before
that's the support system, the family.
Good. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the wife. Before we get into how everything started, let's talk about what you feel the role of the director is on set and how it differs from all of the other positions.
I understand. Well, we the ones that's always putting out the fires. We the ones that's everybody's looking to. We have our hand in every aspect of production. May not be the main thing. Let's just say set design. They asking us for suggestions or how you feel about this. The actors asking us about blocking and motivation and things of that nature. The DP's asking about lighting setups and things of that nature. So you got to wear many hats at the same time, be the captain of the ship. As a work for hire in the sense of the producers pretty much the ones that got to get everything together for you. And the director is pretty much there to kind of wrangle everybody together and galvanize everybody to get the stuff together and get it complete day to day. So I want to say we're the nucleus of it. Like, just say I'm sitting in the middle, everybody's pulling on you and asking you things, whatever. So I kind of equate that being a director is like the nucleus of a production, keeping everything together.
Nice. Yeah. So now you know. Now you know.
If that makes sense.
We're about, educating, the up and coming filmmakers, creatives,
yes, sir.
Everybody that's going to be watching and or listening to this podcast. This is for you. This is a podcast for creators by creators. So, Rock, has there been what misconceptions do you think people have about being a director?
Oh, that's a good question. In the sense of what you see the finished product, whatever, you think, okay, he got the job, he knocked it out, he's getting all this acclaim, and it's good to go. Everything is peachy. It's long nights. If you're editing the film yourself, you're sitting there editing it. If you're a part of the editing team, you're there long nights. You're dealing with actors, like those rehearsals and things of that nature. So it's a lot of time-consuming steps that take to get you to that point of being a good director and even kind of respected, because everybody's doing it now. So you can get a business card in the camera and say you're a director. And it's just like, wow, you got to surf through all this madness to get somebody that's vested in your project, somebody that's locked in with you, whatever, and things of that nature. So I just say, man, this Instagram era has made it all about a photo op opposed to doing the work. Everything's a photo op. So I do it too, but I got work to back it up, So that's the misconception. Like, it's easy because it's Instagram. You got this platform. You can post anything, saying I'm on set. Like right now, this could be a shabby production, but you see me on set with all this stuff, you're like, oh, they doing it big, whatever. So it's that's the misconception of what's in your face opposed to what's behind the wall, behind the curtain. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz, like, but it's this little sucker behind it. You know, say it like that. So the production aspect of it is where all the blood, sweat, and tears happen. And everybody think the director is the one that's doing everything, but we're not.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, it's just like, it's not just him that's in charge of everything. It's everybody coming together and locking in and getting the project done the right way.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's a team effort.
That's right. So, that's right. That's what it's all about.
That's why everybody want to be a director, because they think it's just about them and it's just them.
Right, and bossing everybody around and telling everybody where to go and what to do.
It's actually the complete opposite. You having to compromise, you having to take suggestions, you having to listen to certain things or whatever, because you might have it all mapped out, but somebody might give you a suggestion about an idea that might change everything, but it might work for that. So things like that, just kind of being flexible in the midst of kind of in the control of things, but still being flexible to make things happen.
Okay, so now that we know what the role
Mm-hmm.
of the director is, what inspired you? What or who inspired you to get into directing?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. So my father used to do it at Essex County College during the summer. He would interview like public officials like Ronald Rice back in the day, Sharp James. And during the summer, he would bring me and my brothers down there to set just to see what he was doing. And I would come on set, they had these big E&G cameras, guys miking and couch interview setup, and everybody having a good time. I'm like, yo, this don't even look like work. But they having a good time and they getting paid to do it. So I didn't know what I wanted to be when I was growing up. And then my brother was like, yo, why don't you do that, whatever? I see you like playing with your father's camera, our father's camera. And I just started, it was an old digital 8 camera, and I started filming my guys in my neighborhood because we used to have a studio in my basement. Everybody used to come down there and rap. And I wanted to rap, but I sucked at it. So I said, you know what, let me pick this camera up. And then ever since then, I want to say this is around 1996. Wow. Some of y'all probably not even born in here in 1996 maybe.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's when I first kind of really picked up a camera in 96. And I was still in college, and I just started filming my guys, shooting music videos. Real shabby stuff, but it was a start.
Okay, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere, man. That's
but nobody wasn't doing it. It wasn't on social media. It wasn't on YouTube's.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you had 10 slots. When I say 10 slots, it's BET, MTV, the top 10 videos. URL, countdown, all that stuff, whatever. That's all it was. It wasn't on YouTube to see a million videos and get ideas. Like I remember me and my partner, old partner, used to go on YouTube. I want to say YouTube at the beginning and like internet and just like trying to find what a treatment looked like, a video treatment. It was like pulling teeth. But now you can pull up anything, whatever. They got people selling packs about business related aspects with film, things of that nature. So the world's come a long way. So yeah. Right. If I answered that question.
Yeah, you did.
Because I can talk too.
No, that's good, man. That's why we're here,
I don't like talking,
man.
but I can talk.
That's why we're and that's why you're here. We know you don't like talking. We gonna make you talk today.
But I can talk.
And share these gems and these stories, man, because people want to know.
Sir.
This is what we're doing. We're taking everybody behind the scenes, And so tell us, can you give us your process from conceptualizing an idea to it becoming on the screen, because we know, a lot of the process behind the scenes shines, So
I'll take you through the process of one of my films I just done called my first feature. It's actually about a kid trying to get a film done. So it's very highly relatable to you guys that's in the filmmaking process. So I remember when I wrote it back in 2016, my wife at the time had a pharmaceutical job. And to make her job easier, I would drive her around to her stops so she can like get all these marks or whatever. And because if she had incentives, if we kept beating or whatever, we can go to Aruba every year as the employee of the year.
I like that.
So we went 3 times already because I was driving around, drop her off instead of her parking and taking her time and trying to find parking. So in that time, I was in my phone just like writing the notes. I had this idea. So that was the brainchild, just like writing in my notes like, this guy about to get this film done, what happens, beginning, middle, end. And then I started having to start thinking about dialogue and how would that person sound like. So then I got the script done. So then during COVID, a good friend of mine, Prada Jones, I was shooting a bunch of music videos for him. And everybody was just stuck in the house. I was like, bro, I got the script. You might want to look at whatever. We should probably put this film together. And he looked at it. He said, all right, let me read it. So halfway through it, he called me. He's like, bro, I'm in. I was like, oh, yes. Because I don't like asking people for anything because, we work for hire, so we make money by doing what we do, right? So then we got the investment. The money came in, whatever, start scouting location and things of that nature. And then the casting, I didn't even do any audition because all the people I worked with before, I kind of knew who I wanted to play different characters. And then we got on set, made it happen. Fast forward to the editing process. I sat there editing myself. And then I had the premiere back in 2022 of September. And then sadly, my mother passed in 2023, so it kind of slowed the process down. But now I'm back and I'm about to go through the process of actually putting it out this time. So from top to bottom, I wrote it, helped produce it, directed it, edited it, presented it, and then that's where we at with it right now.
All right.
So it's a fun process on the filmmakers tip.
Right.
As far as the filmmaking and getting the narrative done. Music video stuff, record labels call us, they give us a bid, say this is the budget, come up with an idea, open concept. If you get picked, it's the same process. My wife comes in then, she starts wrangling people together like set design, locations. If it's out of state, we got teams in LA, teams in Miami, teams in Atlanta, stuff like that. Because you meet
worldwide,
people,
baby.
Yeah. So you meet people, whatever. They got their own little production houses in those towns, and you kind of link up with them to make things happen, and just kind of they're your eyes and ears while you're not there in a pre-production stage to kind of get everything together for the production that's coming up. So it's a fun process. Some of the times it's stressful. That pre-production aspect is very stressful. But when you in it the day of whatever, and then I don't edit a lot of my stuff now too. So I get paid for one day, and I'd be happy. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, I used to edit everything. So I came a long way in the sense of delegating certain projects and things of that nature.
So let's talk a little bit about your other film, Steps.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier how it's a collaborative effort.
Yes, sir.
How somebody might give you an idea and something, it might help the project.
Okay.
Was there anything that happened during Steps that had an impact, that changed and had an impact on the outcome of the film? Like something like maybe you didn't expect and maybe somebody gave you an idea and it might have helped, or was that another, we go in, get in and get out?
Well, the good thing about the Steps, whatever, it was freezing too. I think we shot that around like January. But it was a funny story because me and my wife had booked a trip to South Africa back in October, and we started shooting in January.
I just want to say this real quick while you're sitting here. I want to be like you when I grow up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, but anyway,
I ain't never been to Africa.
So we had started shooting like 3 days in, and we had to stop for 17 days and wait for me to come back. So we started production 3 days in. I was like, I gotta go. So everybody just sitting around like, everybody liking your pictures, like, oh, you having a good time. And then we came back. We started back up again. So that was a funny story, and I think that changed everything too because everybody started it. It's like I want to get back to it.
Okay.
And when did we shoot that? I think we shot that in 2014, the top of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was the funny story about that because I had to stop production from like, yo, I'm going on vacation, everybody. I'll be back.
Wow.
And at the time, my partner Jay was still directing. But he said, I'll just wait till we get back. So gave everybody some time to look at the stuff that we already shot. Then when we got back in, everybody was full-fledged and locked in with that.
Well,
that's the thing that stands out to me because I remember everybody like, oh, we got to stop. Why we got to stop? I said, oh, I booked the trip a while ago. I'm sorry, I couldn't change it. So that was the weirdness of that. But it actually turned out to be a good thing with us because everybody kind of got jailed the first 3 or 4 days and left out. Then when we come back, everybody's more hungry to get it done. 17 days was a long time, too. That's like almost 3 weeks?
Yeah.
17 days? Yeah.
7, 14.
Yeah, we got back in February. It was freezing, so they was more dedicated to get more than ever to get it done because it was so cold out there. So it was definitely a fun project, though. Shout out to man Eddie, Rob Morgan, which is a big star now.
Oh, shout out
was
to
the main
Rob.
character.
Rob is
Jay,
amazing.
Jay played the intricate part because he actually we had paid some editors, and then he came back and didn't like it, and he edited the whole thing himself. So shout out to Jay Rodriguez for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Rodriguez. So to stay relevant and proactive, for lack of a better word, in this industry as a director with all these new industry trends,
I understand.
How do you maneuver through that? How do you stay relevant, for lack of a better word?
The inside. I noticed it's about who you know, whatever. So I'm cool with a lot of video commissions for labels. I've done work for people, whatever. So these social media platforms is one avenue to kind of take. But then I'm always in cahoots. I'm always going to the events where if they throw in events, I'm always making sure I show my face at these like music video junkets, these film premieres and things of that nature. Because that's where the magic really happens. Social media is one thing. It's almost like for the fans, but to actually network and really show, just kind of rub shoulders with the people that matter, I try to stay locked in with these guys. A good friend of mine, Kareem Johnson, is the head video commissioner over there at Atlantic, and he does a lot of big stuff. And that's one of a good friend of mine. He's actually in my movie, one of the characters. So just stuff like that, just kind of like becoming friends with these guys and really having a relationship with people that's that kind of green light things as far as production.
All right. And how do you keep up with the latest filming, technology, streaming platforms and digital technologies, things like that? How do you keep up?
So I'm 46, so
okay. I'm
like an old dog. Like I'm not trying to learn any new tricks as far as like the technical aspects of it. So I would love to, but at the same time, I delegate and reach out to people that know how to do that kind of thing, and then I just kind of incorporate my idea and see if they can implement that. So so it's just a matter of just like kind of wrangling people together because everything moves so fast. So if you learn something today, it's gonna be old tomorrow. So I'm like, I ain't got no time for that. Me personally, as an older filmmaker. So what I'm saying is like I just try to if you know how to do that, I'm gonna reach out to you, kind of build that relationship, whatever, and just keep working and keep building on that. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. I'm kind of curious. What Can you pinpoint one specific piece of technology that's in your repertoire of your equipment that has changed the game for you, or had an influence on how you how you go about directing?
Well, just the fact of the smaller cameras, just in nature by nature. Because I remember when I first started, we were shooting on film, and when the DSLR came out, I want to say 2010 or 8. I'm tripping. It was a Canon Mark II, so that changed everything. So back in the day, you had these big film camera things of that nature. So when that Mark II came out, it kind of made you shoot, like, you could take pictures and you could have video, whatever. So when that came about, whatever, that made my market share go up through the roof, because now we got the ideas out quicker. It was less space. It was more time for you to sit there and edit it, because back in the day, you would shoot a video, take the film there, whatever, get it developed, might take a week. You sitting there like, I hope it's exposed the right way,
right,
it came out right. So you had all those issues thinking in your brain. But now you can look at something, I don't like that, we can delete the file or take another take. But back in the day, it was a little harder with actually touching it, like, real time.
Gotcha.
So I want to say just the aspect of these smaller cameras, these prosumer cameras. You see all of us right now. We can pretty much shoot a film with that, with the Ursa. We can shoot the film with the Canons, the Sony. So
shout out to the cameras.
Yeah, shout out to the cameras.
That's right. Shout out to the cameras, and they make us look good.
So I want to say just the what's that movie with Denzel's son, and they shot it with the Sony FX3.
Tenet.
No, the other one. It's about the little boy that had a little circle in his head. It's like futuristic. What was it called? The Creator.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. They had this little camera, but they had the bigger lenses on it. But the house was like this.
Yeah, you said it's an FX3.
Yeah, Sony.
Okay.
It's a bit. I mean, I would say it had the best lenses, but the fact that they showing you, like, bro, you can get things done with a smaller body.
Okay.
Less cumbersome in a sense. Yeah.
All right. So again, with trends, I don't really want to call this a trend, but
just new era, new age, new era kind of vibes.
Yeah. But in addition to that, diversity and inclusion in the different films and projects. How do you navigate through that? Do you feel that it's necessary? I wouldn't say necessary, but do you adhere to that?
Yeah, for sure.
You got to have someone of this color, this nationality, this gender, or whatever in your film. Do you adhere to those?
Yeah, I mean, because me being a person of color in the film space, whatever. So you start from there. Sad to say, we looked upon as just being a monolith for people, whatever. Also, it's a certain genre, either whether it's comedy, whether it's urban films, whatever. But there's so much more to us than that. So we definitely have to diversify and include different people and different nationalities to kind of make it bigger, so it's not just about us. You know what I'm saying? Because the powers that be, they had to do it too. They had to kind of include and kind of bring everybody in and say, okay, we have a film sector dealing with the urban division, we have dealing with the Latino division. So they get it too, because it's money in all this, whatever. So we just got to understand, like, we just got to come together as Black creators just to kind of really sit down, like, kind of lock in and get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Because our biggest problem, I think, is just the finances. Nobody believes that the films can make money and it's a small demographic for it, and it won't sell internationally and all that. I think that's BS.
Right.
It's just about telling great stories and people just like locking in. And we as fans too, and like viewership, whatever, we have to go support these films, whatever. Because you think, okay, I'm gonna shoot my film. Y'all supposed to support my film, but I don't go see nobody else's film. Yeah. And we got to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Not to say all films are gonna be great, but just like
the support period.
Because that's how they do it. Not to be divisive on that, but even if it sucks, whatever, they're gonna support it, whatever. Just to say that we here to stay. We have a viewership, whatever. We have a market share. So every time you come to us, whatever, you're gonna get this number here.
Right.
But I think our problem is nobody really knows if it's gonna hit every time, because it might be lackluster this time, it might be great this time, and it might be in the middle. So, and that's just because we're just lazy as consumers, I believe, for ourselves. We want to buy everything else, but we don't want to support what we do. I'm not sure if that's a competition thing, because they always say the affirmative action kind of play a part in that, like only be one. So I think we all fighting for that one spot. No, I think that's a problem.
Yeah, it's more than one spot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's more than one spot.
You just gotta really want it.
But we only think it's one spot, but it's more. It's more than just one spot, in my opinion. For us all to shine and have a good time. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about doing great work too. Like, just because you did it don't mean it's good. That's my problem with so many people doing it. Just because you did it, that don't mean you supposed to be acclaimed for it. Like,
T-shirts coming soon.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because you did it don't mean it's good.
Yeah, I mean that's just what we have because
Yo.
there's so many people doing it.
That should be one of the
Yeah.
On the Set podcasts,
Yeah, that's a
part
fact.
of the On the Set brand. Just because you did it don't mean it's good. I'm looking
I
right
just
into
want-
the
I just
camera.
want- I
He
just
know
want
who I'm
4%
talking
of that.
about.
I just want 4%. Not even 5. I'm joking.
Right here,
I'm joking.
right here.
I'm
You heard it
joking,
right
I'm
here.
joking. Yeah,
Right
But
here.
yeah, so that's a big part we have to play. We just have to support more because even the film festival that we have at the Shack Theater, or whatever, like it should, that should be sold out every time. Yo, it's literally people that's like us sitting in the house when it's a premiere going on.
Yeah.
So if it's 100%, it's about 30%. It's about 30% there. It should be all of us there every time.
So come on out this year to the
come out.
Newark
Yeah,
International
my man
Film
Alonzo
Festival.
got something coming
Let's
up.
go.
Yeah, it's a lot of good things coming on, man. So we just got to support locally first, so we can so it's noise around us.
Yeah.
Because we don't support it locally, it's like, okay, why are we talking about Newark? Why ain't nothing going on there? Because there ain't no fuss about it. We should start making a fuss about everything we do. I promise you it'll take off if everybody's supporting everybody.
Yeah.
So
If you haven't learned anything from this right here, promote Newark.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure,
If you're
for sure.
from the Brick
I'm
City,
born and raised.
represent the Brick City. Rock, he said, Newark raised. I'm Newark raised. We're filming in Newark. We're trying to, make this Newark thing happen. So jump on the bandwagon. See what all the fuss is about. All right?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the word,
And
fuss.
we need y'all. We need each other.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So much content out there too. So
Yeah.
it can get jaded, but let's
All
search
right.
through it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's step out of Newark for a minute. I know we talked about,
Yeah, for sure.
because you're world renowned, man. You're world traveled. How, and I think you touched on it a little bit earlier, but how do you get into these big rooms with these big companies and these big celebrities, if you will, and how has that been for you?
Yeah,
How
so-
has it changed your life? What
Yeah,
has
for
it
sure.
done
Yeah, for sure. Because so I make a living. I've been making a living off of this for the last 20-something years. Just being a filmmaker, and it's not easy to do. I know other people have like jobs they're trying to do. They have full-time jobs. They do this
Survival
on the
jobs,
side.
as we call them.
Yeah. So I do want to shout out my man Nigel Talley's New York head. He's the one that's got me all the bigger clients because he's an industry head. He got one foot in and one foot out, and he put me in rooms with all these big artists, like from the Diddy's to the Khaled's, the Ross's, the Mary J. Blige's, the Nas's, and all that. So I'm grateful for that. I think he saw something in me when he believed in me, whatever. And I want to shout out my mentor, Samad Davis.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's in South Africa now doing all the big Netflix stuff for South Africa content. And that's who I was going to Africa with when I first started in 2008. The first time I ever went, we was back and forth there a lot of times. I actually lived out there for like 3 months, which was an eye-opening experience back in 2010 before I had my daughter. And it was just mind-boggling how beautiful that country is, whatever. Anybody act like it's so poverty-stricken and all this BS. It's like they lied to us. I remember going on a plane. Everybody on the plane was something else but me. I probably was like the only black person on the plane. I'm like, what the hell going on here? They lied to us, but everybody else is going there. Why are we not going?
Right.
Yeah, so I always tell people, man, hit that continent. I'm not saying we all from there, but it's definitely the origin of the world. It happens there. All the resources, all the minerals and things of that nature. And I've just been blessed, to be honest with you, because I consider myself a humble person. I don't really talk a lot of smack. I feel like I kind of, know how to relate to people. Obviously, being a filmmaker, if your stuff is good, that means you get it. Like, think about that. If you're doing a project and it hit the right way, it hit you emotionally, hit you artistically, hit you visually, technically. That means you kind of get the spectrum of how things supposed to go.
Right.
So I pride myself on being technically sound when it comes to this filmmaking process. And I've just been fortunate, man. I guess you can call it luck too, because they say preparation and something luck equals something else and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I've been fortunate that to take a little bit of luck, a little bit of hard work, a little bit of the universe, and just kind of made it what it is.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
You mentioned Nas, and I forgot to mention that
We just shot
you
Nas
just
here
shot
too. We was in
Nas,
here.
right?
We was
Okay.
right in here. Yeah,
Nas
I had him in Newark. Yeah.
Ghostface.
Yeah, him in Ghostface. Yeah.
What was the video? What's the song?
It was called Scar Tissue. Yeah,
Scar
pretty cool.
Tissue.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody has what they consider their breakthrough moment or their big break.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what you consider your breakout moment?
Well, in the music video space, I started out doing music videos, and to actually get in the same room with Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, we did a video film called Big Homie, and that was a big deal for us because he's considered the music video king as far as budgets and the lavishness of its productions, all the artists he had, and things of that nature. So for him to trust in us, that was a feat for us. Itchy House Films at the time. Shout out to my
Itchy
man,
House.
Itchy
That's
House.
right.
Shout out to my man Jay Rodriguez. We kind of broke down a lot of doors, so I'm always indebted to him. And that was a defining moment for me personally too, because I'm like, I grew up watching these guys. That was my era. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid running around, thinking who I'm supposed to be, and thinking who I am in the entertainment business and the hip hop space, whatever. So that Big Homie video with Puff Daddy and them, that was so it was a good time. Yeah. So then after that, people just like kind of start looking at us a little differently.
Okay.
A little more respect, things of that nature. Yeah, so it felt good.
Where'd you shoot? Like where'd you?
We shot in New York City. We shot in Miami. We shot in LA. We shot in Atlanta. So we was moving around. He had us moving around. So it was a big deal. It was a big deal. I think we shot that in 2014.
Okay. And
everybody was Instagram was still like kind of new. I want to say it was like 2012ish. Instagram came out with 12, right? So it was all about the pictures, and it was a fun time on IG. Now it's all over the place, but it was just a fun moment for it to happen around that era, post IG era.
All right.
Yeah, so Big Homie,
homie.
And people start calling us Big Homies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm no big homie to nobody, but I feel good about.
Yeah, you a big homie. That. You a big homie, man. Yeah, How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". You a big homie. Yeah. You a big homie. I mean, I'm a big homie because I'm fat, but you's big because you tall. You big because you tall.
That was our breakthrough moment, to be honest with you.
Right.
In my opinion.
Cool. So make sure you check out Big Homie. Yeah, go Google it. Go YouTube it right now. Big Homie.
Rick Ross and French Montana.
David. Who was it?
Diddy. It was his song. Had Rick Ross and French Montana.
But who directed it?
Itchy House.
Davis.
Itchy House.
Itchy House. Yeah. Rock Davis. Go check it out. Yeah, man. Your name. So feels good. Your name rings bells, man. People say Rock Davis. Oh, I know Rock Davis. That's my dude. I haven't been in his film yet, but
I got you. I promise.
Nah, man, I always mess with you with that. But being that you've worked with all these people, right? Has there ever been a time where, I guess maybe aside from Diddy, has there been a time where you were like starstruck?
So when I did the thing for this is 2018, Mary J. Blige and Nas had a tour. They had a royalty tour coming up, and we got signed on to do the intro that comes on their Jumbotron. So I'm like, I never met Nas or Mary J. Blige yet. So to get them two together at one time, I was like, I grew up on it. My era was that. You know what I'm saying? So that was a starstruck moment for me. Now I see Nas. Now we cool. Like we did a bunch of things together. Same thing with Mary. But that moment back in 2019, that was a big moment for me, because I remember being in LA. We shot it. I was like nervous too. I was like, they had these stars come in. But then I had my first AD. He was the mouthpiece. I was like, I'm good. Do that. So it was a fun thing. Shout out to my man Joe Labizzi, the DP on that, legendary DP. And so to get a chance to work with him too, who I looked up to. So I had three.
Oh, that's
DP
dope.
And the two artists. That was like a dream come true. And shout out to my man Nigel. My wife produced it alongside some other production companies and stuff like that. So it was a big deal. And then to see it big at the Barclays Center, and to see it at the Devil Stadium, to see it, I'm like, I did this. Like, that was mind-boggling to me. To see it big, like, you see stuff on like YouTube and whatever on TV.
You look on your phone,
but really seeing on the Jumbotron,
big scale,
like that. That was a wow moment for me. Yeah. It was fun to see it.
Is there any last-minute decisions that you had to make on a film where you were filming, either a film or music video or commercial, whatever you're shooting, that changed the outcome of it? Like it was going one way, you had to make a split-second decision, and it changed the outcome, or it just made it?
Not really. I mean, a lot of times, everything is foolproof. When you get to that stage of actually being on set, it might be a freak accident or something like that. But I've been fortunate that I haven't really experienced anything like that.
Okay.
So I'm sorry I don't have an answer for that. But
no, that's all
things
right.
pretty much been smooth. I mean, a lot of independent stuff, things happen all the time. Like guy didn't show up, or the artist didn't show up, or a feature didn't show up, whatever. So you had to wait to do another day, a pickup shot. But that happens all the time. So it's not really like out of the box.
So it's not really unexpected because you
exactly.
expect. It's kind of like a Murphy's Law thing.
Yeah,
you kind of expect it.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely Murphy's Law. What can bad happen will happen. So
gotcha.
I agree with that.
I want to take you down memory lane real quick, and your life. You see, life imitates art, right?
I agree.
So have there been any experiences in your life that have affected your art, either your creative process, your writing,
I
your
agree. Yeah,
directing style, whatever like that. Anything like that?
Yeah, so the film, my first feature is about a guy trying to get a film done. So I took a lot of my experiences and incorporated that into the film. And then I'm in the process of doing a documentary about co-parenting. That's a big one because obviously me and my ex-wife situation.
Right.
So I try to turn that pain into something that's like creative and pleasurable visually. So the funny thing is when I started it, I was like, oh, I wonder if anybody be into this, whatever. Then I started talking to people. I say everybody going through this. Not saying everybody, but I'm like, oh yeah, I got a kid from here. Then blah 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 blah. I say, oh, I'm not the only one because it felt like at the time going through the divorce and all the legality stuff. I was like, well, I feel like I'm the only one going through this, whatever. Not realizing it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying, but a lot of people don't talk about it. So I feel good about it because it's definitely gonna shed light on a lot of cool things that can benefit the child in the midst of co-parenting and things of that nature. So I have a bunch of reenactments, like kind of like dramatic reenactments, a couple interviews, whatever. So I think a lot of people relate to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about showing that one. I'm more excited about showing that than when I did my first feature.
Really?
Yeah, because
that means a lot.
Yeah, I didn't realize a lot of people was going through it
Mm-hmm.
until I started interviewing them. But I said, oh, this is a big deal, but nobody talks about it.
Right.
Yeah. I grew up with my grandmother. Yeah, my mother and father couldn't get it right, and I stayed with my mom for this time, and blah blah blah. But everybody turned out okay. But it's just like, I had both my parents in my household, so I felt bad for my daughter because that situation. So I'm like, damn, how do I figure this out? Because I saw my mother and father my whole life together.
Right.
So that's what made me do it, whatever. Because I didn't want to just leave, just walk away from the situation. But this is what it is. So I wanted to make it something visually and bring awareness to it. Because so.
Man, that goes to your intro. When I gave you the intro, I said that you're a passionate storyteller. So things really come from the heart. So has anything ever is there a scene or a moment in any of your projects that have hit you in the heart and you knew that it just came together perfectly? Like,
so at the end of my film, my first feature, there's a situation where the main actor and the main actress got a blow up scene about where's this gonna go? It's gonna go left or go right, whatever. I had many conversations when we used to date. It's like, you gonna leave me? So I said, y'all don't even have a career yet. Like, what are you talking about? Like so I guess they saw my drive and focus. They saw he ain't gonna be around. He ain't even thinking about me later on, whatever. So I put that in the movie, and it came out pretty well. So I got a shout out to my man Rich and the lead actress Selena. Leslie, they did a great job. They were the two main catalysts that pushed that project forward. Because it's kind of like me and my wife, whatever. Because in the film, she's a creative director and he's a filmmaker, and the fact that they're together in this film world, whatever, navigating through all this BS to try to get the film done, it kind of reminds me of my ex-wife, and it kind of reminds me of my wife now. So it's just like So I definitely pull from those sources to kind of pull that together.
Nice. What are there? Because I know we talked about the different techniques, new techniques and new technologies and things with directing and filmmaking. Is there anything unconventional or experimental that you tried or that you used that has shaped what would be considered your directorial voice or your directorial style?
No, it's just a lot of studying and like watching films from a different eye. Because a lot of people going in to be entertained. I always looked at lighting. So when I first started, what I remember, I said, me and my old partner. Shout out to my man Ala Patel. I met in college. An Indian kid was super fly. He taught me a lot of stuff about filmmaking. We always said lighting. We always forget what kind of camera you got. I don't care about none of that. How they lighting this? Why he looks so good? Why she looks so good? Why that looks so good? Whatever. So I always started with lighting first. Lighting was my biggest thing ever. So I would say that. I mean, it may not be the answer you're looking for, but lighting for me was everything. So that's why I feel like if you ask everybody whatever, it's always the look. Like, you got that Rock Davis look, whatever. I mean, it's not a look no more because everybody got better looks now. I'm just saying at the time, it was a big deal. So it was based off the lighting. Okay. So I pride myself on the lighting of things or whatever, and making sure things look good because you're trying to watch a film, whatever. Imagine watching a blockbuster film and the audio sound bad. You're gonna be like,
right.
It looks dark over here, and it's like when I say dark, I mean because some films that it's specifically made to be dark,
to be that way,
like the Batman, kind of thing. So I'm just saying, technically, it looks bad. So we tried to stay away from that early, and here I am now, whatever, making a living off it because of the lighting.
Hey,
it sounds important. Weird. It sounds wild.
Nah,
I promise you. I mean, I made my life right now. I can go home and book a trip, go anywhere I want, whatever, because I make sure I lit things right.
Wow.
It sounds weird, but think about that.
Man, it's
Think
not
about
weird.
that.
It's true. It's facts.
All
It's
because I took the seriousness of lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's number one for me.
Learn that.
That's number one for
Learn
me.
the lighting.
Yeah.
Even before we got to this set, they made sure that the lighting was right so that we could look good for
Yeah.
y'all.
And this is beautiful, by the way, too.
See, look at that.
Shout out to the team that put this together. This is amazing.
On the
When I
set
came in here, they was like, "You want to go somewhere? Go into your own little green room?" I was like, "Hell no! Let me sit right here. Let me be right here in the midst of everything." So I appreciate the whole staff, honestly.
Shout out to the team at On the Set Podcast.
This is a big deal, honestly, for North. Honestly,
Yeah. And you know, I'm
Jersey
glad to be
too,
a
I'm not
part.
just saying North,
That's right,
but
right. I'm glad to be a part of it. Glad to have you here. Glad to be a part of the team.
you're the best host for this too. Honestly.
Oh
too.
man, stop. Keep going. Stop, man. Don't do that to me. Don't make me blush on camera like that.
At first, I thought Kenny was though. I said, "What are they doing?" I said, "What are they doing?" I got Kenny as those. Nah. Shout out to Kenny too.
Shout out to
Very intricate in all this
Kenneth
stuff.
Gifford.
Very intricate.
So, if one of your films was a person, what character trait? Pick a film first. Pick one of your films.
What the film? One of the films I like.
One of your own films.
Okay. I mean, I would say Steps and all that. Okay. Go ahead.
Which
go
one?
Ahead.
Okay, Steps. If Steps was a person, what personality trait would Steps have?
Perseverance with it because he's been through a lot. So I said that film was about perseverance.
Okay.
So I say just like a never surrender kind of attitude. Because he's been through a lot to get to a point. If everybody would check that movie out, you'll see that's definitely the premise behind that film. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. We here at On the Set Podcast, we like to give back and pay it forward.
Okay.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but are you included in those directors or people that have heard negative or outrageous feedback about your project that you didn't quite agree with? Or has everything has always been great because it's a Rock Davis project?
No, I'm sure behind closed doors people say stuff, whatever. I've never heard it, but
okay.
No, but like I said, I mean, I'm open to that though because it's a subjective thing, whatever. So you can't go into it thinking your stuff is the best thing since sliced bread. So it's just a matter of taking the criticism. You want that though,
right?
Yeah, because it's so many filmmakers out here now doing great stuff, whatever. So you can't think you the one. I can show you right now 13,000 other great filmmakers other than what we think we are in my head. I think I'm this and that. I can show you 13,000 other way better directors than I am. So that's what I'm saying, whatever. Okay. So I'm not saying humbling yourself, whatever. I just never heard the BS about, Rock, he ain't did that. That ain't it. So I haven't really heard that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to a filmmaker who does want the criticism and gets the criticism and they might feel a certain way? How would you advise them to go about it?
Just getting people around you that know specifically what to do. Let's just say you got the DP, whatever. Make sure you get a good DP, and then it's okay to save some money now, and it's okay to save money to get that person he might be a little expensive, whatever. Hold back on your project a little longer just to get that up, because that, like I said, because I always say you can't unsee something. Like if I seen this project and it's trash, whatever, you can't say, yo, all right, I'm gonna fix it, whatever, then I'm gonna have another one next year, whatever. It's like, bro, like if you're first time out the gate and the movie's not right, it's so much other things for me to kind of lock into, whatever. It's like Netflix, whatever. If I'm watching a bunch of films, whatever, I can't come back and say, he's gonna be all right next time. Let me figure it out. It's like, bro, you kind of want it done with this because everything is moving so fast, whatever. So we can't be hanging on to like, yo, you gonna get it right next time. So I just say, just get your team together that's serious about what they do. Obviously, the lighting. Lighting is number one for me. Yeah. Great camera work, and obviously the acting too. Right. You can have all that, and the acting is, it's not, that, just being in that space, whatever. Like you teaching people like, yo, give your best performance. You're helping people out, making sure they know what they got to know.
Right.
So it's an ensemble of things that have to go the right way for it to be a magical project in your head.
Right.
Because I always say, as long as you like it as a director, whatever, but that doesn't mean it's right. So I'm only saying that, saying technically it has to be right, visually, and then the art direction, and then obviously the acting like that. But you have to get that right first, and then you can say, okay, let me go to the board and try to experiment and figure out what I'm gonna do next. That has to be right all the time, in my opinion. That's why you get the best actors. That's why you get the best DP. That's why you have these big productions, because they got the best of the best.
Right.
So if you like something at that point, it's now subjective because they got all the technical stuff right. So I say get the technical things right first, even on the independent level, because everybody think, okay, It's independent. Y'all try whatever. I said, yeah, but you still can get it right independently. So that's my biggest thing. Like, just get it right technically first.
Okay.
And then we can critique it later.
Gotcha.
The other aspects of it, but I can't get to the acting if the audio sounds bad, and I don't even see his face, whatever, because it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing.
You said earlier, I forgot what I asked you. You said the answer was engaging.
Okay, the three words you described.
Oh, yeah, director style.
Yeah.
Right. So engaging. That kind of is with my next question. Why is it so important that the narrative or the script is engaging and cohesive? Why is that so important?
Yeah, that's why we're there. The viewers there to kind of feel something when they walk away from it, whether it's something funny, something melodramatic, something shocking. So I think obviously when they see the trailer, or whatever, they know what they're walking into. So they're expecting to be kind of wild based on what you showed me a teaser for.
Right.
So yes, I think that's the reason why we're there, for the emotional aspect of it. The sound effects, visual effects, that's all the icing on the cake. But we're here to feel something. The last movie I saw was Civil War. I thought it was cool, whatever, because they had showed it from a journalistic point of view. They wasn't picking sides, just like we just going through this, whatever. And it was like kind of like, wow, I can see how just because you got a press on the side of your car that you can kind of walk in things and kind of see it from a bird's eye view without getting touched.
Right.
So I thought that was a dope approach or whatever. So, me being a filmmaker, I kind of appreciate that. I'm like, oh yeah, I can go in somewhere and see what it's about without being, touched or get out of there unscathed in that regard. So that was a cool movie that I saw recently. So I always say the emotional aspect of it should be number one. Because you want to walk out of it and then have something to say to somebody that saw it with you. And
Conversation
talk about
piece.
It. Yeah, exactly.
Conversation starter.
Yeah.
You mentioned lighting as something that's very important for filmmakers. What other educational pathways would you suggest filmmakers take?
Talking to actors, respecting what they do too. Don't think it's all about you. Yeah, because they're the ones that's putting it all on the line for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. You're doing that as an actor, whatever. So you want to get these concise, actionable notes for you to move forward, and in your performance. So if the director doesn't know how to talk to the actor, like you sitting there like, well, I'm just going. He's telling me do it this way, but I'm just gonna ride with it. But I know if I can get to A to B, then C I can get there, whatever. We should show that process instead of just jumping right to it, whatever. So I think it's a plus for a director to really know how to talk to actors, because that's where all the magic happens for you to kind of get those performances out.
As I really believe that. As seriously. An acting coach myself, I was surprised when a friend of mine who's an up and coming film director, shout out to Mike Jones. Okay. He asked to do some sessions with me. I was like, oh, acting? He was like, no, I want to get into the mind of the actor to make me a better director.
That's fine.
I was like, yo, that's deep. That's deep. I like that.
Seriously, yeah.
I like that.
I suggest directors just take an acting class, even if you're not in it, just sit around just to see what that's about. Honestly, yeah.
We need to know what's next for Rock Davis. Are there any genres that you haven't touched that you want to? I
would like to do some action, because a lot of my films have been like slow burns, like kind of like heavy dialogue. So I would like to try my hand in some action, see what that's about. I don't care if it's urban or whatever, but I just want to have something that's always moving. Like I'm taking you somewhere. It's never a dull moment. So I'm actually writing something, but I can't say what it is, but it's pretty dope.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can say it. We'll just edit it out, unless it's and then we gotta edit it out.
No. But it's definitely gonna be racy in a sense. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the word. I like the word racy.
Yeah, racy. So is that another directing style?
Racy. Yeah.
Racy,
yeah,
engaging, racy.
Racy,
all right,
engaging.
We got it here. We got to try to get that third one.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out before we out of here.
All right, cool. Even while the credits are rolling, I got it, and then we cut back to you, and you got it. What? All right. Do you have, aside from a racy action movie, do you have? Is there this one goal that you have not reached? That sounds like the sensei in the Last Dragon.
I agree. Yeah.
What's the major goal that Rock Davis hasn't reached yet that you're still looking toward?
I would love to do television, like, because well, you've been a part of it, like that's a big deal to be on TV, like the credits on TV, whatever, because it's nationwide. Yeah, like I mean, the movie thing is one thing, because obviously movies nowadays you go in the theater, then right to Netflix the next day, so that's cool too. But to get into the TV space is a big deal for me. I think that's pretty cool too, because TV is not going nowhere, in my opinion.
I like it. No, it's not. It better not.
Yeah, exactly.
It better not. It better not,
you better
man.
That's why you say. That's why I live
mean, when COVID happened, hopefully, prayerfully it doesn't come around again, or any other epidemic or pandemic or whatever. Who did the people turn to? Us actors. I mean, directors.
I agree.
You definitely directed the films, television shows, things like that. It's like everybody was binging.
Big time.
Everybody was binging. Watching the different shows. Now, if you can run down to us again or mention something different of what you're excited about in the future, like what do you have coming out? Just to reiterate, what do you have coming out that you're excited for the people to see and that you're excited to put out for the people?
Yeah, like I said, I'm finishing up the documentary thing is a big deal, and then I got something on the table that I could be directing a bigger film. The budget's pretty decent, and I'm excited about that. And then the Rock Davis logo acting experience. I'm looking for that to get bigger, whatever, because I haven't really been promoting it yet because I've been so busy doing other things. But I see it could be a big deal if I really like kind of promoted it, because that's me giving back in a sense, whatever, to people that want to get into it. So I'm excited about that whole process as well. Yeah, and then just continue working on in the world I'm in with the music video space, and the independent films is always a good thing too. So just happy to be here, man.
Rock, man. You rock, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
man.
corny, but you rock. It's a fact,
thank
man.
you, man.
It's definitely a fact, man. That was amazing. So to our listeners, thank you for tuning in today to today's episode, man. We hope you enjoyed our dive into the art of directing and gained more valuable insight.
Yes,
Rock, man. It was a pleasure to have you here today, man. Thank you for being open and honest and sharing your unique blend of creativity and technical know-how. We just appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
We appreciate you.
I'm highly appreciative of this whole situation too.
Man, can you tell everybody, that's your camera right there, can you tell everybody how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so rockdavis.com, ROCKDAVIS.com, and on IG is rockdaviscom, same thing, without the dot between the S and the C. rockdavis.com and rockdaviscom.
Cool. Yeah. And I am your host, Stephen Strickland. You can follow me on Instagram. I am Stephen Strickland. I spell it with a V because pH balance is for women and I am all man. You see that right there? Yeah, that was a guy. Yeah, I made him laugh. Good. Got him. Don't forget, please remember to subscribe to On the Set Podcast and stay tuned for more engaging conversations with industry experts. And until then, keep exploring, keep learning, keep embracing the magic of filmmaking. I'm your host, Stephen Strickland. And as always, remember, do what you love and love what you do. Thanks, Rock.
On the Set Podcast. Good stuff, bro.